Salamander dude, SaiyanSalamander here, and I'm back again talking about Faye on the channel. This time I just wanted to talk about staff units again, because while we've had a couple nice additions in recent months with them, I think the unit type still needs a lot more love. We've had a couple new staff refines with Jenny and Mist, and while I think we could definitely use a lot more refines, I've already talked about that in another video, which you can see linked in the description. What I'm going to focus on more now in this video is the 3-star, 4-star staff emotes that we've seen them get fairly often. It seems like whenever we get one, they always use the same old handful of staffs, and while they add new skills to the 4-star summoning pool, it's always ones no one's really interested in, like HP Res 2 or Defense Res 2. Sure, they're simple skills that should really be part of the 4-star summoning pool already, but at the same time, why is it always staff units getting these demote skills? And why can't they have some sort of new staff demoted, or just a new staff in general to compensate for it? So I figured to look at all the 3-star, 4-star healers that we've got last year, and add some new skills for them, just to show them a bit more love. So first things first, let's start off with the sacred healer, Natasha. In the grand scheme of things, Natasha doesn't really have that bad fodder. HP Res 2 is only available at 5-star rarity on Loot and Canis, so it's nice to finally see it at 4-star rarity. And Close Guard 3 is finally available in a 3-star, 4-star summoning pool. And it would be nice to see it unlocked at 4-star rarity on a unit sometime soon too. Because how many skills Natasha has, she sacrifices it with her weapon by only having the Assault Staff. And I didn't really want to change her skills much since HP Res 2 and Close Guard 3 should really be part of the summoning pool already. So while wondering what I could give her, which would be a decent skill to make more widely available, I figured, hey, why not the Bomb Plus skills? I think it's about time some 5-star healers came with some good new special skills for them, and the Bomb Plus skills became a bit more easily available. They're good skills, so maybe you'd have to promote the unit to 5-star to inherit the skills, but it'd just be nice to make the skill a bit more widely available. After all, there's still like Wind Fire Bomb Plus that are only available on 1 or 2 units, like this skill being exclusive to Brave Veronica currently. So with this update, if you promote Natasha to a 5-star rarity, she can now learn Fire Flood Bomb Plus, and adds a new fodder skill to her repertoire, which is really nice if you get extra copies of her, and you don't really feel like merging her up. Originally I was thinking of giving her a brand new special skill, but I figured special skill wise it'd be better to release a brand new 5-star unit, rather than a 3-star, 4-star unit, and instead focus on making some of the old special skills a bit more easier to obtain instead. So with Eremiah, I know I just said save the new skills for the 5-star units, but I think with weapons it's fair game to add some more with the demote units. We rarely ever get new inheritable staffs, and whenever we do they're always 5-star locked. So I think it's high time we get some new staff skills, and old ones in the 3-star, 4-star pool. So for Eremiah's new staff, I decided to call it Dismay Plus, and it's a staff with Sabotage Res built into it. I think it's a really strong weapon for almost any staff unit, since the majority of them have really high res, so it's fairly easy to activate. While I didn't give anyone else a Sabotage staff this time around, I thought it'd be a nice set of staff weapons to slowly introduce into the game. Maybe we could get Dismay Plus for speed, Despair Plus for attack, and Distress Plus for defense. As for her skills, they're not bad, but really not great. Brady already has attack res push at 4-star, and there's a fair few units with Distant Guard 3. We've been unlockable at 4-star rarity on another Grail unit already with Kronya. So I gave her some fairly good skills to replace them with. Form skills have started to become demote skills, with Wrath having Speed Res Form 3 and Valentine's Aphons having Defense Res Form 3. So I decided to give Eremiah Attack Speed Form 3 at 4-star rarity as well. As for a 5-star skill, I decided to give her Wrathful Staff 3. Wrathful Staff and Dazzling Staff are literally the bread and butter of staff units, and they really feel more like necessary skills rather than premium skills. I think the skill should at least be available at 5-star rarity on the 3-star, 4-star units, but really we've had both skills since year 1 of the game. Isn't it finally time they demote them so all of our staff units can finally have easy access to these skills? Next up is another unit like Natasha who suffers from having 2 skills that should really be demoted into the 4-star summoning pool by now. So I'm going to try to figure this out with the fashion forward Forest. So Forest skills are honestly trash. Resploit is on so many units, but for some reason it still isn't available at 4-star rarity, and it isn't even that good of a skill. And Fortress Res 3 isn't really a good skill either, yet the only other units available on at 4-star rarity is Kemp, who's a Grail unit. So here we have 2 skills that should both be at 4-star rarity, but is being given out on the same unit, instead of on separate units, so both skills can be available at 4-star rarity. I decided to keep Resploit free, but drop it to his 4-star skill, so it's finally available at someone at that rarity. As for his other skill, I gave him Chill Attack, since it tends to be more of a Grail unit skill rather than a Summoning Pool skill, so I think it was better than having Fortress Res 3 at 5-star rarity. Finally, for his weapon, I traded Panic Plus for Trilemma Plus. This is an incredible staff that we've only ever received so far in Maribel a few years ago. And while it's a nice weapon, it's definitely the worst out of the 3 non-seasonal inheritable staffs we've had so far that haven't been demoted yet. So I think it'd be nice to give it to another unit this time around, at the 4-star, 3-star summoning pool. So it's much easier to pass the skill onto another unit by giving Forest access to the skill. Here comes a unit that inspired me to make this list. After seeing the last banner trailer, I just saw Linhardt's skills and thought, again? Really? Do you hate staff units that much, I guess? I thought, oh well, at least Discard will be available at 4-star rarity in the summoning pool. And then it ended up being his 5-star skill, even when a Grail unit already has it at 4-star rarity. To start things off, I made Discard his 4-star skill, since I have no idea why they didn't already do that. Pain Plus is kind of a nice weapon, since only Azuma and Lucius have it this time. But it'd be great to see Flash Plus finally demoted, since we've had it in the form of Candlelight Plus since the first few months of the game. Plus, it suits him so well too. Linhardt would rather have a nap than fight, so having a skill where he can just attack and go back to sleep without the foe attacking back would just be really nice for him. I figured I couldn't get rid of Renewal, even if it's overused, since it references his Catnap skill, which is why I ended up changing the weapon instead. Moving on to the final 3, we have the Gentle Exile Emerin from Fire Emblem Awakening. Now, honestly, her skills aren't as bad compared to the other units on this list, I think. Res Opening's still a pretty new skill, and she's the only 3-star 4-star unit with the skill available in the summoning pool. The only other units who can get it are Valentine Soren, who's a seasonal unit, and Veld, who's a Grail unit, and both have the skill at 5-star rarity. So instead, I focused on changing her other skill, and her weapon. I switched Wings of Mercy 3 with Dazzling Staff 3 since, like I said earlier, I think it's way past us getting these staff skills on some more common units. After all, we've had both skills available since year 1 of the game. Of course, Res Opening stays at the 4-star rarity skill, so you're gonna have to promote Emerin to be a 5-star unit in order to fire off the skill. But it's still really nice to see the skill finally accessible in the 3-star 4-star pool. Finally, for her weapon, I decided to make a new line of weapons like I did with Eremiah. So I decided to give her an opening weapon to combo with her opening res skill. So introducing the new inheritable staff, Opportunity Plus. It's effectively attack opening, but just built into a staff, so she can provide attack opening and res opening at the same time. As for the staffs in the weapon line, I'm thinking Chance Plus for speed opening, Occasion Plus for defense opening, and Possibility Plus for res opening. It's not a broken line of staffs or anything, but it's a nice supportive inheritable line of staffs, and really suits staff units by helping out the team instead of boosting up their own stats and abilities with their weapons. And speaking of supportive weapons, this next unit I also gave a new line of weapons to. And that next hero is the kindly devotee, Mercedes from Fire Emblem Three Houses. While the weapon I gave her is a support skill, it debuffs the enemies rather than buffing up her allies. And the line of skills I decided to go with here are the chill weapons. The one I gave Mercedes was Freeze Plus, which is effectively a staff version of Chill Speed. But I also thought of Frigid Plus for Chill Res, Frostbite Plus for Chill Attack, and Arctic Plus for Chill Defense. We have a bunch of Grail units who come with the chill skills, but it'd be kinda nice to have more weapons include a skill. We've had it before featured in weapons on one of the New Year's banners, but let's see it added to a few staff weapons instead, and hopefully have them not be seasonal, so they're a bit easier to obtain. After all, Mercedes is one of the many units that just gets slapped with Gravity Plus, and IS just calls it a day. So I'm really hoping that they start adding some more inheritable staff weapons like this one in the very near future. Finally, let's move on to one of my favourite staff units, who's actually a current merge project for me at the moment. It's the Tender Angel, Lena. Lena's another one that I just slapped Gravity Plus on, and since I really wanted to use her, I wish her base kit and even her stats were just a little bit better. Like Mercedes, I just dumped Gravity Plus on Lena, so I changed her weapon to a non-seasonal version of the Ovid staff to make it easier to obtain, and I'm calling it Blessings Plus. So Lena can heal herself and her allies for 7 HP every turn. I also gave her Staff Valor 3 instead of Attack Ploy. Attack Ploy is already on a ton of units and is not really a great skill, but Staff Valor can help training up units and is currently only available on Maribel, so it'd be nice to see it on another unit. I also switched Defense Res 2 with Attack Speed Push 3. Both skills need to be demoted, but I figured a push skill is handier to have than Defense Res 2. And I'd rather see another demote unit get the skill at a 3-star 4-star rarity instead. Especially since Lena's 4-star 5-star exclusive for some reason, so she should really have a better skill available. I don't really have anything else to say about Lena, or any of the other heroes for this video at least. So I hope you enjoyed, my dudes. If you did, please leave a like, comment on how you'd buff up these staff units, and subscribe to see more content like this. I also do some live playthroughs of games like The World Ends With You, Age of Calamity, and more over on Twitch. So if that sounds like your thing, then please definitely go check it out in the description below. There's also a link to my Discord in the description too, so please join if you want to hang out with me and the rest of the community some more. That's all for now, so I'll see you in the next video, my dudes. Until next time, bye.